Quality education can transform lives. Allowing parents to decide where their children attend school is one of the most effective ways to ensure children receive a quality education. This is Justin Evett of Conyers. He and his family have lived in Georgia for a couple of years after moving from Montana. Starting a new school is tough for any student, but Justin's hearing loss made the transition even more difficult. For Jeremy Harris of Duluth, challenges began very early in life. Born several weeks premature, Jeremy was diagnosed with developmental delays, ADHD, and a learning disability that made school a challenge. Nicholas Matola of Lawrenceville also had a difficult time in his traditional public school. As a student with hearing loss, learning in classes with 25 or more students was difficult. Teachers tried to accommodate him and he received extra help outside the classroom, but he still struggled. Today, things are different for Justin, Jeremy, and Nicholas because the Georgia Special Needs Scholarship allowed their parents to choose the educational environment best able to serve their unique needs. Over the next few minutes, you will hear how school choice has changed their lives for the better.
Well, it felt awesome because I knew that there was opportunity out there. Didn't really know how the program worked, but just felt really inspired that he has a chance to do things differently.
I felt excellent.
I was ecstatic. I was completely ecstatic. When I seen he had signed it, I literally was jumping up and down in the office. I was excited.
I remember when Jennifer told me about the program, the first thing I was like, where do we sign? Was really my first reaction. Because because of the difficulty that we had gone through, I was very excited about the fact of going to the smaller classroom and being able to help him improve without fighting with him.
And actually, I cried, honestly, when I opened the letter. I thought it was just, a gift from above that we were going to be able to do something different, and I totally believed that.
I have the pleasure of taking Jeremy to school every morning, and he's really excited about going to school, and that's a good thing. Drop him off and always remind him of what books he needs to make sure he has, and to bring his notebook home with him and to do a good job. So when I pick him up, because the school doesn't provide transportation, and when I pick him up each day, I'll say, "How was school today, Jeremy?" He'll say, "Good, Grandma." And I'm just really excited because he has self-confidence now. He has a quality of life. He feels like he's somebody. The public school where he went, there were 25 kids in his classroom. There are 8 children. So he really gets the attention that he needs, especially given the challenges he has in math. And he's come a long way with that because when he started school there, he didn't know addition or subtraction. And they tested him to find out where he was. And each child is taught based upon where they are individually. Public school, all 25 kids had to be at a certain point. All 25 kids had to pass certain tests. All 25 kids were expected to do the same thing. And I know in going to visit Jeremy's school, the public school, he'd be way in the back of the room. I mean, if you got a learning disability, why are you in the back of the room? And here they have the room set up where it's, seating where all the kids are centered around the teacher. And it makes for a good environment for them.
He had C's, D's, and F's. He did get 1 B there for a little while. He really likes history, so he did well in there. They did all the testing on him for ADD, ADHD. They did all of those little graphs and scales and all those things everything that they can do, they did to test him further for learning disabilities as well. Then they also had us fill out they want us to fill out summer school application, which was really kind of stressful for us. They prepared us for him to possibly, they said that they would place him in 5th grade, but that it didn't look like he would just be promoted to 5th grade.
And one of the other things with some of the difficulties that he was having was homework was a nightmare. He was going to school 7 hours a day, and then, my thought was just, he needs to work harder, he needs to work harder, he needs to work harder. And he would come home, and he and I would sit either kitchen table or somewhere in the house.
Hours.
And about, an hour later, he was completely frustrated and mad at me. And, I was like, why can't you get, why aren't we getting through? And it was a very, very rough homework situation last year as well. Last report card was straight A's.
Straight A's.
And I mean, as a parent, that was incredible. We went from last year dealing with a lot of things, and he and I kind of being at each other's throats to he doesn't have as much homework because he's getting what he needs in the classroom, and then when he comes home with straight A's, it's a parent's dream, and I know it's giving him more confidence too.
Well, I think the biggest feeling of success is that there's no behavior problems. We've got the willingness of a child that's willingness to open up and try. We've got self-esteem. We've got discipline. We've got the fact that he is aware of authority and that he respects authority. He was name calling on the teachers and all that, just that he feels like he has a chance to succeed. He gets up in the morning with a smile on his face, ready to go to school.
He actually became very depressed and was coming home saying, I don't want to go to school, I hate myself, I just want to die. His first year in private school, the first semester was, really about getting back to where he was. Second semester was pretty good, but this year he's completely back to the old Justin. So Mr. Happy-Go-Lucky. And actually, I kind of almost have a new child, honestly.
There's no more tears and fighting, and plus he's got straight A's.
Yeah, that's great.
So it's pretty cool.
It's afforded him an opportunity to be a good child, to show him, I am a good person, I am a good child. And don't just write me off and say he's going to have to go to a school where the bad kids go, because he's not a bad boy. He just needed the time and the patience and the opportunity.
Well, without it, he would probably not even be learning, because he had really gotten to the point where he was just, getting him up to go to school was a chore. And all he could talk about at that point was, when I turn 16, I'm quitting school. And now he's got his hopes and dreams back again.
Something that I always tell parents, that each child is a completely independent individual, and if the public school system is working for you, that's great. It's a wonderful opportunity, and our kids are blessed to be able to have that. But if it's not working, don't keep trying to fit, a square peg in a round hole. There's other options, and you really need to look at your child and know what their needs are. And now you have this wonderful opportunity where it's affordable. It's making it more possible to really fill the child's needs.
This opportunity, this program that we're enrolled in, has changed our lives for the better in so many different ways, relationally with the family and relationally with Nicholas. And like I said earlier, I know his confidence has increased because now he's looking at A's and knows that he can do it. It was just the method. There was a different method that needed to be found, and we found it. And I would tell any parent who's looking into this program to seriously consider putting their child in this program if he or she is having issues, because it has been such a positive for our family.
And I'd say to go for it, and you got the money out there, use the scholarship and investigate the schools. Find one that's a match for your child. Some are for just behavior. You need to know which one is a match for your kid.
Definitely worth it.
Yeah, go for it. It's worth it.